Hey guys, it's Amber here with Gear Up, and in today's video we are going to discuss a military surplus staple, also a great item to have in your bug out bags, great item for any civilians to have, but something that has been around and utilized by the military for years, dating back all the way since World War One. And I'm not only going to talk about the World War One entrenching tools, which is the topic of discussion today. I have more of a modern mil spec one here just to kind of show you what an entrenching tool is. We are going to actually show you some World War One, World War Two, Korea/Vietnam, and some modern era entrenching tools and how they have transformed in the past. Back in the day, in World War One, shovels had primarily one use. So I'm very excited to get into it. We have all of these surplus shovels in stock. They will all be posted online and will be out in the store this week. For anybody here local who wants to snag these guys up, you have the opportunity to do so now. We've been pricing and carefully doing research on these to ensure that we have these priced and dated correctly. Granted, a lot of them have the dates on it, so it's pretty easy. Some of them didn't have the dates, but based on research, we did our best to precisely date the shovels. So first and foremost, before I get started, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below. If you're watching this on our Instagram, hit us with that follow. We really appreciate it. Or follow our YouTube page. It goes a long way to helping us grow this channel, and you support a small business even if you don't purchase directly from us. So we appreciate you guys watching. So first and foremost, back in World War One, the shovels primarily were used for digging. Foxholes, trenches, things of that nature. Typically what you find with a regular shovel. The caveat, and this is a world, we've determined that this is most likely a World War One. This is the only one I haven't officially priced and put out yet. Pretty certain it's World War One. So you can see the wide shovel there. Screws sticking out. This is probably a very early remedy, or it was a combination of a World War One and World War Two shovel that somebody put together. So not entirely sure on this one, but showing you kind of the long and the large shovel portion of it. T-handle made fully of wood. Based on it being green, we can assume that it is probably used in World War II because the World War I ones, like I'm about to show you, are actually fully wood. So back in World War I, they had these T-handle shovels, literally to be able to put in the ground and dig trenches. The bad part about how the shovels started off is they weren't very easy to transport. They were a little bit more difficult to bring with soldiers. They were heavier, just not as ideal. They were literally just utilized to help dig trenches in warfare, which was a good use for shovels. Obviously, you need a shovel for that, but they really transformed a lot. But this is a World War I one. You can tell by the T-handle. I'll show you another one here. Both of these are World War I ones. T-handle, look at that one. You can even see the wood's been used. This one guy's probably actually gotten some use. The other thing about the World War I ones, specifically this one, is they engraved the wood. I don't know if you can see that, but they've engraved the wood with the U.S. rather than just stamping it. You also have a U.S. Engraving on the actual metal part of the shovel. Both of these guys have it. This may have been used in World War II as well. Kind of hard to see the U.S. engraving on the wood part. Yeah, it's actually right there. It's very faint. So both of these are examples of World War I shovels. Another example, same World War I shovel, but this one was probably also utilized in World War II. However, we know this guy's a World War I one based on the sheath. JPS 1917 sheath on this guy. Once again, you've got, actually this is early World War I. This is crazy. So you got a wood handle. This one even has the date engraved on it. 1910 with the U.S. Once again, metal, T-handle shovel. This is what the shovels looked like in the 1910s, 1917, through World War I, back to 1921, 23. I know I'm probably off all my dates, so I apologize. Now, an example of what is probably a hybrid, meaning that they had excess from World War I, and then they utilized them in World War II, were these guys. Why do we say they're a hybrid? Well, the color. These are painted over green. So most likely these were World War I shovels. They didn't have to get issued or they weren't utilized. But what tells me is the engraving of the U.S. on the wood most likely means this was actually manufactured during the World War I era. And then they painted it over to make it more modern, to blend in with the uniforms and such. for soldiers to use. You can even see the wood on the top here, and this one's just not painted very well, or it was painted and had gotten some use out of it. So once again, in World War II, they utilized the same sort of shovels initially, really for trenches, to certain soldiers, foxholes, things of that nature. But they also realized with the World War II era that it also makes sense to get more use out of it. So they got smart with their gear. This is actually a World War II sheath here. Could clip onto their gear here very easily. Comes with a nice carry case. This guy is actually in store too. Not trying to sell you on it, really talking more about the World War II shovel. Now the difference is they went away from the T-handle. No T-handle here. Still wood frame, no T-handle. The other major addition that would stick with these shovels is the folding mechanism. And the reason they did this is now it serves more than just the ability for a foxhole. You can maneuver the shovel in different ways, lock it up. See how I have it here like this? You could literally use it as a axe, as a tool, because these guys are actually pretty sharp. And in World War II, they got a little smart, and that's where it really went from shovel to e-tool. So now you get multiple uses. Have the ability to lock, which is modern now. They still utilize that. Still the steel, wide frame, a little bit smaller they got here, so it's easier to transport, but these edges are, they're sharp. Like I'm touching this, and it's, word is going to cut me here. So World War II, they finally got a little bit wiser with it and decided to add the folding mechanism to it. They also came with a carry case, so that was easier, which they had a carry case with World War I. I'm sorry, I'm not going to misspeak here. So same carry case here, but they came with a more higher durability carry case, a little bit thicker, so you can transport with it. These are also a tad bit lighter. Actually, I want to say they're lighter, honestly. That's not true. They said that they got lighter. This does not feel too much lighter to me, but this is probably one of the early ones. This one is actually dated. Let me see where the date on this guy was. All right, I lost where they had the actual date, but the date was engraved on this guy somewhere. It was definitely engraved on the carry case, which was made by Atlas Awning in 1944. So there's your print there. I found the 1943 or 42 print on there, but I'm not going to waste time here trying to locate it right now at this moment. So you also fast forward now, Korea War, Vietnam War. What did they face? Where did they go to war at in those regions? The jungle. So this new folding shovel was great because you had like an axe where you can cut stuff, but they wanted to add more features to the shovel. So once again, this one is actually dated 1967, I believe. So around Korea, also Vietnam. The major addition they added to this is they also added a pick. So once again, no T-handle, straight handle shovel. You've got a shovel on one side, which can also be used as an axe. You've got a pick on the other. So multiple ways to maneuver this guy. And this is how they've transformed the shovels going into Korea as well as Vietnam. And this one's made by Ames, 1967. So as you see the progress in it, they got very, very close to what we use today, which is what I'm going to show you. So the pick, the folding mechanism, the locking mechanism, a nice carry case, sturdy carry case to transport these e-tools. The U.S. military wised up and said, we can make this more than just a shovel that you can go get from any hardware store. You can actually utilize this in more ways than none, which is why this is also a hot commodity amongst regular civilians who garden, people who do off-roading. They keep these in their Jeeps or their trucks, people who like to, I don't know if I said garden, but bug out bags as well. So then you come to today. Now this one's a little bit beat up. It's rusted. This is a Gerber version of it. Now they've made it extremely compact. This guy folds so small, and I got a hard carry case. I'll show you. You can get a soft carry case with this as well. But this is a genuine issue Gerber U.S. military shovel. In addition, it also outfolds, but they got rid of the pick on this guy. But they switched the material, so you no longer have a wood handle. This one's actually made of a hard plastic, but they've made the shovels and even the handles out of stainless steel and more modern age. So this is probably a little bit older, more probably like 80s, 90s version of the shovel, where today the shovels, let me see if this guy's actually a today shovel. So this is an example of a carry case. This is actually a genuine issue Ames 88 folding shovel. Yep. And this guy is what you would find today. It's fully stainless steel. Once again, you have the ability to fully expand it. It's very compact. You've got different features on the ridges here. So you got a saw-like feature, just sharp over here. Shovel, cutting, multiple uses for these shovels. As the U.S. military found out in Korea and Vietnam, we need more features for these guys based on terrains and environments. So that's kind of the history of the shovel. I'm going to show you one more. This is a mil-spec one. So all the other ones are actual issued. This is a mil-spec one we carry by Rothco as well. We always keep these guys in stock. But you kind of see what it looked like. So they either paint them green or they're black. This guy happens to be green. Just easy fold, great little shovel. So if you're not wanting to pay the military issued price, this is a good little trade-off to get the functionality you need, especially if you're just doing yard work and gardening and stuff like that. You want something just in a Jeep or whatever. That shovel is a great option for you at $24.99, and then we have one that comes with a carry case. So guys, that's my best crack at the history of the e-tools. So if I've missed something and there's some other tidbit of information that you guys do know about that is cool, I love learning. I love history. I love military stuff, obviously, as an owner here. But it's enamored me. I was blown away by these shovels and the transformation of them throughout the years and the functionality of them and even the make of them. So just blew my mind. But entrenching tools. So collectors, bug out, camping, hiking, gardening, off-roading, like the uses are endless. I highly recommend, and I'm going to add this to our bug out, build out playlist as well, because this is also an essential item to have in your bug out bag. With the multiple uses, able to make it compact, it does add a little weight, but with nice carry cases, you could also distribute that weight onto a pistol belt, or we even have MOLLE compatible shovel cases that you can put on the outside of packs, so it's very easy to get like. So that's what I have for you. I appreciate you guys watching. Hit us with that like. Comment below any other cool tidbit information, or if I made any errors. I'm not too egotistical where, oh no, what I said is right. I understand I can make mistakes, and I'm not by far no expert in this realm, but I've done my research as much as I can, learned about them, and any other cool little features and facts about them, I would love to hear from you guys about. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope you guys are having a great 2024 and tax season was nice to you. If you're here local, come visit us in store. If you're not, we're online. Anything over $50 ships for free. We also offer $5 flat rate shipping. So really, really good pricing we offer not only on our products but with shipping. And you can visit us online at GearUpFL, like the Florida State abbreviation, .com. Thanks, guys.